Hi everyone. The person I chose to interview is Lynn Carpenter. She's in charge of the high school volunteer program at Lime Memorial Hospital. Um, I volunteered at the hospital when I was a freshman and sophomore. I worked in occupational health and the gift shop. So that was one of the main reasons I chose Lynn. Also, I've known Lynn forever. She's not a super close family friend, but she's worked with my mom forever, and my mom always told me I was going to volunteer, so I was forced into that position. But I did learn a lot. So Lynn did teach me a lot about volunteering and kind of helped shape of like what I wanted to do when I got to college. So moving on, coming into this interview, um, my thoughts of Lynn as a leader was that she's very scatterbrained and I never understood how she got stuff done. Also, is that she's very extroverted and I'm not. So it made me very weary of her as a leader, but I knew she was because she is very successful at her job. For some background, she's moved up the ladder in her position at the hospital. So clearly she had to be doing something right. So that's the reason I decided to interview her. But moving on to like when I was in the interview with her, one of the key things she did teach me is that she wants to be here to empower high school students with this volunteer program to help them figure out what they want to do with their lives and also guide them in the right path and to do such a good thing, to give back to the community, because volunteering in hospital is so important. We need volunteers to help run medical drugs and just supplies back and forth, and it's to help heal people, and volunteers are such a huge part of that, and without them a lot of hospitals would not be able to operate. So Lynn does have a really crucial role within the hospital, even if a lot of people don't realize that. And she just wants students to feel welcomed at the hospital and to feel like they're doing a good thing, and to also help them find a fit with what they are doing, because she doesn't want the kids to be miserable while they're doing it. So that's like a little bit of the umbrella of what she wants for the student volunteer program. But Lynn is also in charge of the senior volunteer program and other like communication programs, not problems, excuse me, with like doctors, nurses, faculty, and staff, not only amongst one another, but also with the patients and the families coming in, because again, it is a place of healing, and we want people to feel welcome and feel like that the hospital is a safe environment for them. So coming out of that interview, it made me realize that the reason I thought that Lynn was so scatterbrained is because I never considered everything else she does within the hospital. And I guess like as a high school student, I didn't think about that. I only thought I was like, oh, I'm in the volunteer program, this is the only thing that Lynn does. I never took the time to reflect. I'm like, oh, I do remember someone telling me that Lynn also does this, or she does that, and that I can understand why she's a little scatterbrained, because life happens. She reports to a lot of different people, and so sometimes life does throw a curveball, and she needs to handle tasks as they come. So that's one of the key things is that I learned about Lynn is like it's okay to be more flexible that way, because if you're not flexible, then you're not going to get as much stuff done. Like you need to have at least a little bit of flexibility built in and not just be so organized, because then you're so locked into that schedule that you won't be able to be malleable and again flexible in what you're doing, because when life does throw something at you. So that was another thing Lynn taught me. Also, her being extroverted during our interview also taught me that made me feel more confident as a student coming into that volunteer role and feeling very scared with what I was doing. I was like, oh, this is like, I actually have like roles to do. I have like a job. Like, I might not be getting paid for it, but like, I do have important things to do here at the hospital. And her being an extrovert made me feel more confident. And that's one of the main reasons she is so extroverted, is because she wants people to feel confident that they can do this. And even though I'm introverted myself, her extrovertness helped me feel that I was like, I can do this. It made me feel welcomed. So that was one thing that I had to self-reflect again after this interview. So I'm so grateful for Lynn for making that, and I just have a whole new light on my volunteer experience, because during my volunteer experience I realized that I don't want to be in the health profession, and agriculture was the way to go for me personally. So it made me feel just a lot more confident about my experience, and made me more grateful for what Lynn gave me and all the help she did in my experience that I had when I was a volunteer. So yeah, that's Lynn Carpenter, head of the volunteer program at Lima Memorial Hospital. Thank you.